Y ya. Okay.
Welcome back, sir. All systems for gaming will be prepared in a few minutes. But now, feel free to grab a cup of coffee and have a good day. Allow me to introduce myself. I am Jarvis, a virtual artificial intelligence, and I'm here to assist you with a variety of tasks as best I can, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, importing all preferences from home interface. Systems are now fully operational.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to this new video. We are going to show you an interesting topic with my partner Jennifer Garzón and me, Sergio Maza. We're going to discuss about the smart grid, the power smart grid. We are going to talk about what is it and how does it work. We're going to discuss a topic we investigated, and we are going to we will start now. To start, we're going to say that we got the information from a journal called Electric Power Companies and Systems. From two articles, the Smart Grid and Energy Management and Control of Electric Charging Stations by Mohamed El Harawi and Chuhui Li from the Department of the Electrical and Computer Engineering of Alabama of the United States. Okay, so you start or me? Okay. From the index, we have the introduction. Then we're going to talk about definitions, important definitions. Then why power smart grid, why we use it. We continue talking about the smart grid developments and example technologies in some countries. And finally, we'll talk about the article called Energy Management and Control of Electricity Vehicle Charging Stations. And finally, we're going to say a few conclusions. So, your turn.
Introduction. The electric power system enterprise has witnessed many sentence developed and not only revived, interesting in research and developed, but also resumed and significant socioeconomic and other not tangible benefits to the community and large. The increased awareness of the environmental impact and the carbon footprint or all energy sources, including electric power production, have high impetus of the growth and adopting of renewable as well as alternative energy. The advent of power system, the regulation and the move away from the vertically integral utility business model in second important development that shifted the direction of electric power technology.
All right. So next, we are going to discuss about the most important definition of this topic. I'm going to start about electric vehicles. An electric vehicle is a mode of transport which is powered by electricity. So unlike conventional cars or other vehicles like buses or motorcycles that which uses petrol or diesel, gasoline, even trucks. So we can say that One of the advantages of the electrical vehicles is that they hold the potential to significantly reduce pollution and protect the environment from the pollution. Another one is that energy sources. So we can say that they are forms of potential energy that can be used to perform work. So we can get it from different resources like natural gas, including fossil fuels, by the wind, by the air. We can get some resources by the sun, and a lot of resources, even the nuclear, and in our case, the electrical resources. We can say that we have converters. That means that the power conversion is the process of converting electrical energy from one form to other form, from AC to DC, DC to DC, DC to AC, or vice versa. And the most important topic which we consider is the smart grid. We have many how to use how how do do you say many definitions we have about it. Nowadays, most of the countries uses smart grids, and we can say that it has different names by the people. For example, intelligent grid, grid wire, intelligent rewrite, and others. So one of the definitions in the article is that the smart grid is integrating the electrical and information technologies between any point to another point, or is one that incorporates information and communication between electricity generation, delivery, in order to minimize environmental impact and protect the community and provide services to have a better life and a better daily routine. Um, one of the motivations we had to have the smart grids are the next.
Bueno, the motivation for smart grid. Why smart grid? The electrical power industry stakeholder, utilities, burden, manufacturer, regulator, consumer, and their advocates and government recognize the need to address shelling issues to motivate, develop, and implement the smart grid and its elements, while reconciling that the priority of local drivers and shall mind diverse for one jurisdiction to other. The following is a partial list of issues concerned. Sustainability, increment distance between generating cities and load centers, the changing mix of power generation, operating central power plants in parallel with large numbers of small decentralized generation. Additional and new consumption model in vehicles, a small home, and a small building.
Smart buildings.
Increasing costs and regulation pressure, utility inputting increased energy trading. There is need for transparent consumption and pricing for the consumer. there is a need for security supreme and meeting the increasing in energy needs.
Mhm. Okay.
Um,
Now, we can say that there are many news or investigations someone did in the past. For example, the smart grid in India. So they start growing electricity demand. So to rural electrification to connect to all the people, all the population. We have another one that for example, in Canada, so they decided to communicate and to facilitate energy management between efficient appliances and a better consumer awarenesses. We can say that then in Egypt, they presented a brief overview of the recent and expected advantages in nanotechnology using smart grids in energy storage batteries to use in cars and in ways to transport the people. And in China, that they places smart grid development as a national priority of the energy sector. And they want to implement smart power grids in China by 2022. They reports the recent advantages in smart grids in China nowadays.
Okay. Rising food prices, depleting fossil fuels, and long-term benefits of clean energy have a priority of opportunity to comprehensively address the integration of transformation and power industry. It, it is expected that the electric utility and transportation system in the United States will become increasingly integrated and indistinguishable for each other due of the electric of the transportation system. One One important issue for the integration of electrical vehicles and utility system is charging station. For the grid standpoint, a charging station of one way that the operation of the electrical power grid can adapt energy production to energy consumption, but of which can vary randomly one time. Basically, in the shining state are charged during times when production exceeds consumption and are discharged and time when consumption exceeds production.
Okay.
In this way, electricity production need is not drastically scaled up and down to meet momentary consumption.
Finally, we can say that to charge the electrical vehicles, they use an AC/DC converter and with three phases. The end they use a DC/DC converter. The AC/DC converter side they use a buck bus and converts. The voltage is 400 voltage RMS, and the desired DC voltage is 200 in DC. voltage. And then in operating the back mode to the charging control and the bus mode to the charging the control. Like as we can see in the picture, there is a real-time simulation of the electrical vehicle charging station. So the switching frequencies to this a way of to charge the car is an operation from 20 kilohertz and 3000 hertz.
Okay, what is a buck converter? A buck of step-down converter is a DC-DC, which move power supply that is intended to back the input voltage of an regulated DC supply to stability. Lower output voltage buck converters are especially compared to traditional voltage regulator with a value of their extremely high efficiency, which can easily excel the below simple circuit diagram show how current follow down to circle during a swimming event of buck converter.
Right, so that's it over video, and thank you for watching, and please pass the voice. Thank you for watching, and see you next time.